session we are discussing about two important topics, that is norma frontalis and norma lateralis. Okay, so what do you mean by study of normas? Okay, fine. Any other answers? So when we study the osteology of skull from a different aspect or from a particular view, we name it as a norma study. Okay, so how many types of studies are there? From how many aspects we can study the osteology of skull? 5 types. Can you name them? Lateralis, from the lateral view. Frontalis. Okay. Okay, fine. So in this session we are discussing about norma frontalis and lateralis. Okay. So this is the front view of your skull bone. Okay. So the norma frontalis is constituted by 5 bones. What are those? What are the bones you can observe from this view? First we have frontalis, followed by the nasal bones, then the maxilla, mandible, on either side we have zygomatic bones. Okay, so these are the 5 bones that contribute to your norma frontalis view. So under what headings we study the normas? What are the important headings we have to concentrate here? First we should know about the bones, then sutures, followed by the openings or foramens, then the other bony structures present. The last one is muscle attachments. Okay, so your norma frontalis is made up of or contributed by 5 bones, your frontal bone, nasal bone, maxilla bone, mandible bone and zygomatic bone on either side. What about the sutures? How do you define sutures? Or in general, what is suture? Okay, lines dividing the skull. Any other answers? Any other answers? What do you mean by sutures? Do you know any sutures at least? Can you name them? Coronal suture, lambdoid suture, sagittal suture. Okay. Any other sutures? Okay. In the norma frontalis view, we can see total 7 important sutures. Okay. The one present between your frontal bone and nasal bone, that means this one. This suture we call it as frontonasal suture. Okay. And the suture present between the 2 bones, that is the right and left side of your nasal bone, is called this one. It is called as internasal suture. It is called as internasal suture. Okay. The suture present between your nasal bone and maxilla bone, this line, what you are seeing here, this is called as nasomaxillary suture. It is called as nasomaxillary suture. And if you come and observe it from a very close view, you can see one more suture that is present between your frontal bone and maxilla bone. It is present here. It is called as frontomaxillary suture. Okay. Then we have another one suture present between your frontal bone and zygomatic bone. It is called as frontozygomatico suture. Here we can see the suture present between your zygomatic bone and your maxillary bone, that is called as zygomatico-maxillary suture, this one. Okay. The last one is present between your maxillary bone of right and left side, this one. This is called as intermaxillary sutures. These are the 7 important sutures that we observe from the frontalis view. Okay. Can you name them once again? What is this suture called? Present between your frontal and nasal bone? Frontonasal suture. Okay. The suture present between the 2 bones, that means the right and left bone of your nasal part, is called as internasal suture. The one present between your nasal and maxillary bone is called as nasomaxillary. This one. This is called as nasomaxillary suture. What is the suture present between your frontal and maxillary bone is called? Frontomaxillary suture. This one. This is the frontomaxillary suture. What is this bone called as? It is called as fronto-zygomatico suture. Okay, and this suture, it is called as zygomatico-maxillary suture. The last one is present here, that between your maxillary bone of right and left side, it is called as intermaxillary suture. These are the 7 important sutures we see in the frontalis vein. Okay, so what are the openings you can see here from the front view? Nasal opening, okay. Any other openings? Orbital opening, okay. So from the frontalis vein, we have 2 important openings. The first one is orbital opening, and the second one, this opening, we name it as, what we name it as? Pyriform aperture of nose, okay. We don't call it as nasal opening. In this part, we call it as pyriform aperture of nose, okay. Now we'll start with the orbital opening. Your orbital opening is pyramidal in structure. This is your orbital opening. Your orbital opening is pyramidal in structure. When I mention it is pyramidal, what are the features we can see? We can see apex, base, floor, roof and walls. Here we have medial and lateral wall. So in this orbital opening, this part is your apex and this surface will be your base. This is the roof and this is the floor part. This wall is called as medial wall and this wall is called as lateral wall. These are the features of your orbital opening. Along with these features, we have 4 margins for your orbital opening. This is the supraorbital margin, this is the infraorbital margin, this is the medial margin and this is your lateral margin. Okay. Is it clear? Your orbital opening is pyramidal in shape. This is called as apex and this surface will be the base. This is the roof, this is the floor part and this will contribute to form the medial wall and this will contribute to form the lateral wall. Along these features, we have 4 important margins. This is supraorbital margin, infraorbital margin, medial margin and lateral margin. Okay. So your supraorbital margin is formed by which bone? It is formed by frontal bone. Okay. So here it is completely formed by your frontal bone. What about the infraorbital margin? It is formed by 2 bones. The medial part, this part is formed by your maxillary bone and this part is formed by your zygomatic bone. So medially it is formed by maxillary bone and laterally it is formed by zygomatic bone. Okay. What about the medial margin? Your medial margin is also formed by 2 bones. The upper very small part is formed by frontal bone and the lower part is completely formed by your nasal bone. The lateral margin is also formed by 2 bones. Upper small part is formed by your frontal bone. Lower part is formed by your zygomatic bone. These are the features of your orbital openings. Okay. We have 2 important foramens in this orbital opening part. On the supraorbital part, between the lateral 2/3 and medial 1/3, we have a notch that is called supraorbital notch. In few textbooks, the same notch is mentioned as supraorbital foramen through which your supraorbital vessels and nerves will pass. Okay. So on the supraorbital margin, we have supraorbital foramen. Okay. If you observe the infraorbital foramen part, near the maxillary bone, we have a small opening, this part. This is called as infraorbital foramen. Okay. This is your infraorbital foramen. If I come to the mandible region, what is the foramen? What is this foramen called? It is called as mental foramen. So your supraorbital, infraorbital and mental foramen will lie in the same line. Okay, remember this point. On the supraorbital margin we have supraorbital foramen and then followed by infraorbital foramen, and on the mandible part we have mental foramen. All these three foramens will stay in the same line. Okay, these are the three important foramens we see from the frontal view. Along with this, what are the fissures we can see in the orbital opening? It is already discussed in your temporal and infratemporal fossa part. What are the two important fissures that we see in the orbital opening, in the inner aspect of orbital opening? This opening, which is present on the roof part here, it is called as supraorbital fissure, and on the floor part we have one more opening that is called as infraorbital fissures. These are the other two openings present in the inner aspect of your orbital opening part. Okay, is it clear for everyone? Any doubts? Any doubts in orbital opening? Okay. Next we'll discuss about the what part? Piriform aperture of nose. This piriform aperture of nose is contributed by two bones. The upper very small part is formed by your nasal bone and the lower larger part is formed by your maxilla bone. Okay. These notches here, these are called as nasal notches. Okay. This part, the very tip part, the tip part where your two nasal bones are meeting, this part is called as rhinoid, R-H-I-N-I-O-N. It is called as rhinoid. Okay. If you observe in the lower part, this is the meeting point of your two maxillary bone. We can see a small bony elevation here. This part is called as anterior nasal spine. This is called as anterior nasal spine. These are the three important points from your piriform aperture. It is contributed by two bones. The upper part is formed by nasal bone and the lower larger part is formed by the maxilla bone. The upper part where your two nasal bones are meeting, it is named as rhinoid, and the lower part where your two maxillary bone is meeting will form a bony elevation that is called as anterior nasal spine. This is the anterior nasal spine. Okay. Any doubts in this? These are the bones, sutures and foramens or opening present in the frontalis view. Okay. Do you know any other important bony structures present in the frontal view? Heard of the word superciliary arch before? Superciliary arch, glabella or nasion. Okay. If you point your hands here in this region, you can feel a small elevation, a small bony elevation. This elevation is called as superciliary arch. From here, this region where your eyebrows are present, this whole part starting from here to your zygomatic bone part, this is called as superciliary arch part. Okay. So if I draw an imaginary line from both the sides, it will come and meet in this point. Okay. This particular point is called as glabella. Glabella. It is called as glabella. Okay. Below the glabella where your frontonasal suture and internasal suture are meeting, exactly here it is called as nasion. N-A-S-I-O-N. It is called as nasion. These are the three important bony structures you should be aware in the frontal view. The first one is superciliary arch. You can put your hand here and check. You will get a small bony elevation from which your eyebrows will go up to your zygomatic bone. That part is called as superciliary arch. If I draw an imaginary line until where they both will meet, it will meet in this point. Usually where the bindi will be put, no, most of the Indian women, this point, this will be the glabella point. Okay, below the glabella where your frontonasal suture and internasal suture are meeting exactly here, this is called as nasion. Okay, these are the few important bony structures present in the frontal view. Other than these three, if you touch here in this point, again you can see the small elevation here in this part. It is called as frontal tuber or frontal prominence. It is called as frontal tuber or frontal prominence. Okay. Any doubts? No doubts? So what are the important headings we have discussed? Bones, sutures, foramens and openings and other important bony structures. Okay, any doubts in this? No doubts. What about your zygomatic bone? What it forms? It forms the prominence of your cheek part. If you touch here, you can feel some prominence part. It is also mentioned as prominence of malar. M-A-L-A-R, prominence of malar or just malar in few textbooks. Okay, or you can simply say prominence of the face. Okay, it is formed by this part. So this finishes your norma frontalis bony structures. So any doubts in this? Any doubts? No doubts? Okay, you can open your textbook and see the picture of norma frontalis in the osteology chapter and check all the topics or all the points what we have discussed now. Just see the picture, no need to read the text part, just saw the picture once, norma frontalis. Open your textbook everyone. See all the sutures, bones, openings and also the bony structures we have discussed. If anything is missing from that picture, please let me know. Okay, listen. So what about the muscle attachment? What are all the muscles you can see from the front view? Which muscle you can see in the frontal bone region? Which muscle you can see in this frontal bone or in your forehead region? Frontalis muscle, okay. What about your eye and nose part? Which muscle you can see there? Orbicularis muscle, okay. Any other muscles you would like to add? Orbicularis, okay, in the eye part or in your orbital opening part. What about the nose part? Which muscles you can see there? Okay, levator muscles, okay. What about your maxilla and zygomatic part? In your cheek region, what are the muscles you can see? Zygomatic, major and minor muscles, okay, fine. What about the mandible part, lower part or your lower jaw part? What are all the muscles you can see? Buccinator and masseter muscles, okay. Any other muscles you would like to add for the front view? Frontalis, orbicularis, levator muscle, zygomatic major and minor muscle, buccinator and masseter muscles. Any other muscles you see in the front view? Is mentioning about mentalis muscle. So I am asking what is the origin and insertion for your mentalis muscle? Have you heard of it before at least? Mentalis muscle? No? Any other muscles? I'll share the notes later. You can check it about the muscle attachments. With figure, I'll share the notes. If you have any doubts, we can discuss about it one more time. So is it clear? Norma frontalis for everyone? Any doubts? No doubts? Okay, so I want one volunteer to come and discuss the same topic here along with bone. Why are you explaining me? Hold it.
Frontalis maxillary है, mandible है और zygomatic है और ये orbital है, तो इसमें 3 चीज़ होता है, एपेक्स मतलब ऑर्बिटल, सुप्रा ऑर्बिटल होता है, फिर इंफ्रा ऑर्बिटल होता है, इधर मीडियल साइड का होता है, एग्जैक्ट नहीं याद क्या होता है, और इधर लेटरल साइड का होता है। इसमें 2 फोरामेन होते हैं, सुप्रा ऑर्बिटल फोरामेन और इंफ्रा ऑर्बिटल फोरामेन। इसके 3 पार्ट होते हैं, एपेक्स, रूफ और बेस। और
Can you show them the sutures?
yes,
Sutures.
sutures.
You don't show it to them.
I don't know the names of sutures.
Okay, fine, no problem.
और
Anything about the pyriform opening?
this is opening. This
No,
is
you just explain it. Listen, everyone, be silent and listen to him.
last one.
It's okay. It's okay, do it. You turn that side first. Call your friend for help. Call one of your friend.
This is
Call any one of your friend, take help and explain both of you together. You don't have any friends. Okay. Just last. Yeah, come. Get up, come fast. No, just stand. Come fast.
Ma'am, can you tell me what is the name of this suture? I'm confused.
This is zygomatico-maxillary suture. It is present between your zygomatic and maxillary. This is zygomatico-maxillary suture. Start with the bones, then discuss about the sutures, then go for openings. Turn that side. If you want, use this.
Ma'am, here is the foramen, ma'am.
Infraorbital.
Infraorbital foramen and supraorbital foramen. Ma'am, it forms the line.
Okay,
Ma'am, imaginary line.
okay.
And
Okay, wait. What are the important bony features we see in the frontal view? Superciliary arch. Can you show them the superciliary arch?
yeah, this is
Okay,
superciliary.
that is the superciliary arch. Next one. Frontal tuber. Okay. If you join this together, you can see the frontal tuber. Just hold it. This is the point of your frontal tuber. Okay. Next, globula. Show them the globula. Where is the globula present? Here. No. Here. Here. Okay. Next, last one, nasion. Where we can see the nasion? Below the globula, or you can say it is the joining point of your frontonasal suture and internasal suture. That is the nasion part. Okay. Go. So no doubts in norma frontalis. Shall we start with the norma lateralis? Okay, fine. So this is the lateral view of your skull bone. Okay. From the lateral view, we can see total 9 bones. Okay. Can you name them? What are the bones you can see from the lateral view? Okay. Can you name them now? From the lateral view, we have frontal bone, parietal bone, occipital bone, temporal bone. Next to temporal bone, in this region we can see sphenoid bone. Remember the sphenoid bone, followed by zygomatic bone, maxilla bone and mandible bone, and also your nasal bone. This part of the nasal bone. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 bones. Okay. What are the 9 bones we can see from the lateral view? Your frontal bone, parietal, occipital, temporal. This is the temporal bone. Okay. Next, this part is your sphenoid bone, zygomatic bone, and last, stop talking, and the nasal bone. These are the 9 bones we can see from the lateral view. What about stop talking? What about the sutures? What are the important sutures we can see from the lateral view? Okay. From the lateral view, we can see your coronal suture, lambdoid suture, and parieto-mastoid suture. Okay, fine. I'll try to remove this. Can you show me the parieto-mastoid suture? This is your lambdoid suture. Okay. So this one, this is the parieto-mastoid suture. We have one more suture here. What is this suture called? It is called parieto-squamosal suture, present between your parietal bone and squamous part of the temporal bone. These are the few important sutures we see from the lateral view. We have coronal suture here, lambdoid suture, parieto-squamosal suture, and parieto-mastoid sutures. Along with this, you can see this suture and this suture also. What this suture is called? It is called as fronto-zygomatico suture, and this one is your zygomatico-maxillary suture. These are the important sutures we see from the lateral views. Okay. What are the other bony structures we see here? You can see this part. What is this called? It is called as zygomatic arch. And few textbook it is also mentioned as zygoma. Z-Y-G-O-M-A, zygoma. Okay. Your zygomatic arch is formed by which bones? Zygomatic arch, this part is formed by which bones? It is formed by the temporal process of your zygomatic bone and zygomatic process of your temporal bone. Okay. And your zygomatic arch have 2 surfaces and 2 borders. This surface is called as anterior surface and this surface is called as posterior surface. This is the upper border and this is the lower border. In few textbook it is mentioned as superior border and inferior border. Okay. In the lower border, at this point you can see a tubercle. It is called as tubercle of zygoma. It is called as tubercle of zygoma. Okay. Remember, the bony structure present on the lateral view is zygomatic arch, also known as zygoma. It has 2 surfaces, 2 borders. Anterior surface, posterior surface, upper border and lower border. In the lower border, we have a tubercle-like structure. It is called as tubercle of zygoma. Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Okay. The next important bony structure what we see is temporal line. So, where you have learned about the temporal line? Temporal line. It forms the boundary of your temporal fossa, if you remember what we have discussed. Okay. So, from where your temporal line will start? From where your temporal line will start? From this elevation. From this point your temporal line will start. Okay. That is almost from your frontal bone part. From here your temporal line will start. First it will move in your temporal bone. The moment it enters to your parietal bone part, it will split into 2 lines, superior temporal line and inferior temporal line. Okay, your superior temporal line will pass in the parietal bone, and by the time it reaches to your occipital bone, the line will fade away. Okay, there will be no proper demarcation after that. But your inferior temporal line will come and join the mastoid part of the temporal bone. Remember this line. It will come and join the mastoid part of your temporal bone. Okay. The next important bony structure is your external auditory meatus part. This is the opening present in the lateral view, that is external auditory meatus. Next to that, what is this process is called? This is called mastoid process. And what about this one? This is called styloid process. These are also the important bony features of your lateral view. We have external auditory meatus, then we have mastoid process, then we have styloid process. Posterior to your mastoid process, there is a small groove. Can you all see the groove here? It lodges which artery? It lodges which artery, or which artery will pass through this groove? It's almost below your ear part. Maxillary artery. Okay. Any other answers? Let them answer at least. Any other answers? Which artery will pass through the groove present beneath or posterior to your mastoid process? Posterior? Auricular. Okay, posterior auricular artery. Any other answers? Take this as an assignment question. Find out which artery will pass or run below the groove present on the mastoid process region. Okay. Okay. So this is your auditory meatus part. If I go back on posterior side, you all can see a small crust or bony elevation present here, right? This is called as suprameatal crust. It is called as suprameatal crust. In few textbooks, the same structure is mentioned as supramastoid crust. Okay. So whatever your inferior temporal line will run, no, it will come and join to this point. So this one. Okay. Your inferior temporal line will come and join to the suprameatal crust part. So between the suprameatal crust and your external auditory meatus, there is a small triangular structure. This triangular structure is called suprameatal triangle. It is a very important point. Remember, between your external auditory meatus and suprameatal crust, we have suprameatal triangle. Okay, these are the few important bony structures we see from the lateral view. What are the openings you can see here? Above the zygomatic arch, we have which opening or fossa? Above the zygomatic arch in this part, this is your temporal fossa, and below this point we have infratemporal fossa. And what about the another one fissure that connects your infratemporal fossa to your pterygo fossa? This one, this fissure I am asking. What is this fissure called? It is called as pterygomaxillary fissure. The pterygomaxillary fossa chapter, we have already discussed about that. So about the openings or foramen, you have to mention temporal fossa, infratemporal fossa and pterygomaxillary fissure. It is present little bit inner aspect of your maxillary bone region. Okay, and one more opening is your external auditory meatus part. These are the important bony structures we see from the lateral view. What about the muscle attachment? What are all the muscles you can see? From the frontal bone region we have frontalis muscle, and from the occipital bone region we have occipitalis muscle. What about the parietal region? What muscle we can see there? What muscle we can see in your parietal region or in your parietal bone part? Okay, what about the temporal bone region? Temporalis muscle. Okay, fine. In your ear region or near your external auditory opening part, what muscles we can see? Which one? Fine, we'll come back little bit downwards. What about this part? What muscles you can see? Along with your mandible. Imagine in your face only from this half part, what are all the muscles you can see here? Masseter, okay, masseter, right. Temporalis, yeah, right, in the temporal bone region or in your temporal region, temporalis muscle. What about this part, your ear part I am asking, closer along with your zygomatic bone part here. What muscles you can see? Okay, masseter, right. Okay, sternocleidomastoid muscle along with your neck part here. What about this part? Trapezius and also occipitalis muscle. Okay, right. Superior? Okay, splenius muscle. Okay. Occipitofrontalis muscle. Okay. What about this region? Parietal region and ear region is left. What muscles you can see there? Ear lecture is not finished. Like gross anatomy of ear, it is not finished. Oh, fine. No problem then. So this is all about the norma lateralis, bones, sutures, openings, bony structures and muscle attachments. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in norma lateralis? No doubts? Okay, fine. Then again, any one of you just come and brief the norma lateralis. Girls this time. 6 of you are there. Decide among yourself and come fast. See and explain. Listen everyone. Start with bones, then discuss about sutures, then open. Whatever you know, you discuss. If you want, use this.
Then sutures will be having here is lambdoid suture. Then this one is parieto-mastoid suture. This is parieto-mastoid suture.
Coronal suture. Careful.
This suture is coronal suture. Next is inferior. That is suture.
Okay, forget. Talk about openings and bony structures. Oh, what are the bony structures we can see? Help your friend. What are the bony structures we can see? Zygomatic arch. Show them the zygomatic arch. That is the zygomatic arch. What are the features of your zygomatic arch? Two surfaces. What are those? Anterior and okay, show them the anterior surface. That is the anterior surface, posterior surface so on the behind part. This is the superior and inferior borders. What is the one structure we can see in the inferior border or the lower border? Tubercle of zygoma. Show the tubercle. This. That is the tubercle of zygoma. Okay, next one, temporal line. Okay, show them from where the temporal line will start. From here. From there, your temporal line will start, and it will divide into superior and inferior temporal line. Your superior temporal line will fade away, and your inferior temporal line will come and join with which structure? Come and join with
Suture. The right one is suture.
it come and join with the supramastoid crust part. Okay. Next we have zygomatic arch is finished, temporal line is finished. Next one, auditory meatus. Yeah, that is the auditory meatus. Next to that we have two important processes. What are those? Styloid process. Show them the mastoid. Okay, that is the styloid process, and this one is the mastoid process. Posterior to your mastoid process, we have a groove. You have to find out which artery will run in that particular groove. Okay. What about the other structures? What? Any other bony structures in the lateral wave? Supramastoid or suprameatal crust. This is the suprameatal crust. Show them. Okay. Between your supramastoid crust and your external auditory meatus, we have a triangular area. We call it as suprameatal triangle. This is the suprameatal triangle part. This is the crust part. That is the
This
crust.
is triangle and this is crust.
Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Okay. If you see the picture in your textbook, we have two important structures. It is given in the red circle. Observe it once. See your textbook, everyone. Keep it here. This one. What it is called? Pterion and asteron. We have two circled area in the figure. It is called as pterion or pterion and asteron. So what do you mean by pterion? It is the point or area where your four sutures or bone are meeting. It is in H shaped. If you observe carefully in the diagram, you can see it is a H-shaped area or a point where your four different sutures or bones are meeting with one another. Can you name all the four bones or sutures in that area, seeing the diagram? Frontal, parietal and frontal, parietal, okay. Other two? Temporal, okay. Next? Sphenoid bone, okay. Can you show them the point here?
It is here.
That is your front to maxillary suture, this one.
Then this part.
This point is this one actually.
Okay.
This
And
is
it
here,
might be
here.
somewhere here.
Here, this
This is-
point where they have put the nut part. No, if you can see here, this is your temporal bone, frontal bone, parietal bone will come here, and this is the squamoid, sphenoid bone. So this is the point. Show them
This is the Teleon point. This one.
where they have put that nut part. No, in this particular skull bone, that is the pterion or pterion point. Okay. So what about the asteron point? It is the meeting point of 3 different bones or sutures. What are those? Can you name them? Parietal, okay, occipital, temporal. Which part of temporal? Mastoid part of the temporal bone. Okay, sure. Yeah, that is the point. So that is the asteron point. Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Any doubts? Any doubts for you? Okay. Very good. So we have discussed about the pterion and asteron also. Pterion is the meeting point of 4 different bones or sutures, and asteron is the meeting point of 3 different bones and sutures. Okay. So this is the asteron point, and this where they have put the nut, no, that is the pterion point. This finishes your lateralis studies. Any doubts? Any doubts in frontalis or lateralis? No doubts? Okay, fine. Then we'll end the session here. Thank you, everyone.